Welcome to 10-Minute Treasure. My name's Jeff Pospisil. And in this video, I'm going to show Global Methodist pastors how to set their pension contribution amounts for 2024. So this is a very niche video, but I do show you an awesome spreadsheet and a really pretty good PDF form too. So both those might even be worth watching this video, even if you don't fall in that niche. So all right, so let's get to it. All right, so let's start by looking at the Excel version of the clergy compensation report. And I love a good spreadsheet, and hopefully this is a good spreadsheet for you. I try to make them simple and user-friendly, but still powerful. And one of the ways I try to make it simple is I don't include a ton of extra instructions. I included the bare minimum. Rick Van Giesen, he's putting together some more detailed instructions that'll be more helpful, especially if you get stuck. One of the things that I did do is I included these little triangle things. Those are notes. And so if you hover over them, a little pop up comes out, which will give you some additional instructions. All right. The other thing that I probably should warn you about is these highlighted cells are the only ones you can fill in. Everything else is locked. So if I try to type in over anything that's white, it's going to go ahead and give me an error message. I can type in on all these ones, and that protects the formulas. But the other thing it does is it makes it easier to navigate. So let's just start filling this out, and I'll show you. So we have a pastor, Joe Schmo, and he's at First Church. Whenever I tab after this, it goes to the next available cell. So it just makes it a little easier to navigate. The effective date should be the first of any month. So for most of us, it's going to be January 1, 2024. That's when the new salary, the new budget starts, all that kind of stuff. But if you try to put the second of any month, you're going to get an error message because it needs to be the first of any month. And it could be later in the year too. So if you had a change in salary on July 1, that's fine. But July 4th, you'll get another error message. Church mailing address. Why do we ask for that? We ask for that mailing address as well as the city, state, zip code because we have a lot of pastors. I mean, we have thousands of pastors. Many of them have similar names and their churches have similar names. So we just need to be able to accurately identify the pastor and the church. So we'll enter in 123 Salvation Road. Billing address. This is the where you want the pension invoice to go to. So the person responsible for paying it. So treasurer at firstchurch.net. And we'll put this church in Mitchell, South Dakota. That's where I'm at. All right. So again, I tab down and I'm going to scroll down now too. So this is the meat of this form. It's reporting the compensation in pastor elections. So what is the pastor's base salary going forward? And all these numbers need to be annual numbers. So if the pastor's salary is being changed mid-year, use an annual number. So not just the half-year amount. I'm just going to throw in 50,000. Other regular taxable income. The ones that I see most often are Social Security allowances. Once in a blue moon, I'll see a non-accountable reimbursement plan where they just give the pastor an extra $200 and trust him to do good with it. Something like that. There's other regular taxable income. This wouldn't include anything like a Christmas bonus or anything like that. This is just that regular stuff that's paid out right with the salary, not including a cash housing allowance though. And I'm going to put 0. There's a little drop down here. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to zoom in. For the parsonage, is a parsonage provided? Yes. If it is, that's fine. Then you don't have to worry about it. But if it's not, then there's this other one for a cash housing allowance. I don't know why I had 15,000 already in there, but I'm going to delete it now. But it wasn't throwing anything off because it's not visible. It's not used if this is yes. So I'm going to put our pastor in a parsonage. And now we have the pastor's pension contribution. And the pastor can decide, okay, do I want to enter in a dollar amount? Again, this is an annual amount. So maybe you want, you're paid twice a month and you want $100 each paycheck to come out. So you can do the math like that, and that'll work. Whenever you fill in this amount, that is going to be the one that's used. So I'm going to put it back to 0. But if you want to put a percentage in there, you can do that as well. So I'm going to change that now to 5% or 4%. But again, if I put in a dollar amount, that's going to override everything. And then the contribution type. Almost everybody chooses before tax. A handful of people choose Roth. So Roth, for most pastors, that's not really that beneficial because when you retire, your retirement income is subject to the housing exclusion as well. But for a handful of people, it is beneficial. There's also the after-tax option as well. And I don't know if anybody's chosen that one yet. So, but most people choose before tax. And then you get this handy little summary here. And you can see now, just this is the church's portion, these two parts, the 3,125 plus the 3,125. The pastor's part is 5,000. And this is how much you're going to be billed each month for that. So a total of, what is that, $520.84 for the church's share, and then $416.67 for the pastor's share. And then it also just shows the percentages. So once you complete this, I have this in full screen mode, so I'm going to go ahead and go way up here. That ... is where you actually change that. Now I can show it as the ribbon there. What you want to do is go ahead and save it and then email it to Terry Casson. And actually, if you click on this, I'm going to click on it and see what happens. It'll open up your email. It's thinking here. And it's still thinking here. Anyway, my email must be blocked right now. So yeah, I see right now my email is not all the way working. But you would go ahead and email that to Terry, and Terry will take care of it. Now let's go ahead and look at the PDF version. By the way, I learned something new. I had always used Adobe Reader in order to edit my PDFs. This is right now is opened in Google Chrome. And if I actually start typing it in, again, Joe Schmo, I can go ahead and download it. There's this download button on the far right. And it'll say with or without your changes. So I can go ahead and save it with my changes. And that's really what you want to do. If you've already saved it as well on your computer, you can use, what is this? Microsoft Edge. I really don't use it that much, but there's a little change or save button right here as well. And with all these ones, you're going to see there's these little notes. Again, those are my little hidden notes. And here's the Adobe Reader version. The reason I like the Adobe version is you can see, hopefully you can see that these fields stand out a little more. The other ones, they don't stand out much. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let's start using this again. I'm going to skip this pastor name part. Again, this is linked to, if you want to click on Terry and your email's working, it'll go ahead and open up an email address. Otherwise, I think you can just copy it. I don't know. Anyway, or you can just type it in. But this will do most of the calculations again for you. So if I'm going to do $50,000, if I want it, let's go ahead and give a some kind of other regular compensation. So I'm just going to give, well, let's give $2,400. The parsonage provided? No. So this one, I didn't actually make this one so it's disabled. So if there is a parsonage provided, leave this as 0. I didn't protect it. I honestly couldn't figure it out. Otherwise, I would have made it so that it hides and only shows up if this turns to no. But either way, so if you choose no, then is there any cash housing allowance provided in lieu of a parsonage? And let's go ahead and say that there is. And I'm going to put it as 18,000. And again, these are all annual numbers, including the pastor's pension contribution. And again, this is up to the pastor to decide how much do they want to contribute. There is a maximum amount. It's 23,000 if there's a pastor that's under 50, and it's 30,500 if they are 50 or older. So I'm just going to put in, let's put in 3,600. And I have it as before tax again. So again, this is the same way. If you did want to use a percentage, so watch this. You can see that the pastor contributed just slightly more than the 5%. But let's just say I wanted to do 2.5%. It's really not going to change anything yet. So unless I change this to 0, and then it changes everything. And I don't know why, when I look at it, that last percentage down here is not correct. It looks like the other dollar amounts are correct, but it looks like this last percentage, for whatever reason, is incorrect. I'll see if I can fix that before I send it out. But at least everything else looks correct. All right. And again, what you would do is you would save this, email it to Terry, and you should be good to go. And that brings us to the end. One of the things I didn't mention throughout the rest of the video is the sooner you can get this submitted, the better. So don't wait till December. Definitely don't wait till January if you want to make it effective in January. Send it in October or November, or as early as you can, to Terry Cassid. She's awesome. She does a wonderful job, but it just helps her spread out the workflow if you get it in early. So that's just my plug for helping out Terry. We have an awesome team, and we serve awesome people. So I think we fit together. All right. Till next time, God bless.